Good grief, Mom. How much longer are you gonna be in there for? What could you possibly be doing? You were supposed to be ready to go a long time ago. We're just going to Taylor's place for dinner to celebrate their new house finally being built. It's not like we're going on a week-long vacation.
Oh, Sandy, you sweet summer child. You really have no idea what we're up against, do you? Your brother's mother-in-law is an incorrigible scumbag. We need to be ready for anything and everything.
I don't know, isn't scumbag a little too harsh? Sure, she's pretty pretentious, but she's basically harmless.
On her own, maybe, but you're overlooking one vital factor. Kelly is going to be there too. I only met her once, at her and Taylor's wedding, but I'm 60% sure that she's just as big of a scumbag as her mother.
60%? I don't know. Those seem like pretty low odds to me. And, I mean, she is the woman that Taylor chose for his wife, so should we really be talking about her like that?
In any case, we need to be prepared for the worst of the worst. I mean, think about it. We're practically peasants compared to her family. And I know enough about them to know that they eat people like us for dinner.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume that was a metaphor. Yeah, you're right. I guess they do seem kinda self-important.
You see, that's it right there. Self-important is far too kind of a term to describe them. Everything about you screams, I'm an easy target. I'm positive that they're going to spend the entire evening taking one hot shot at us after another. And since they're obviously not going to fight back, I'm the one that has to be ready to get back at them.
Do I really seem like that much of an easy target?
Sandy, darling, you're like a nerdy teenager walking down the hallway with a kick me sign on your back. Now, I'm another story entirely. I've got no problem fighting fire with fire and giving as good as I get. But you're the type to, how can I say it? If someone told you a "your mama's so fat" joke, you'd probably respond by saying, actually, my mom's an average weight. You just don't get it, and that's exactly what makes it so fun for them to rip on you.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that incredibly in-depth analysis, Mom.
Don't mention it, dear. And don't worry, no matter how much they make fun of your taste in fashion, posture, voice, hairstyle, or anything else, I'll be there to protect you.
Those were some very specific hypotheticals, Mom.
Okay, I'm ready to go now. Let's get the show on the road.
I can see them making fun of my fashion and hairstyle, but what's wrong with my voice?
I'll be out in a moment.
Don't ignore me, Mom. Tell me what's wrong with my voice.
Oh no! You mean you're actually here? I mean, I know we invited you to dinner, but, like, really?
Is there some kind of problem with me being there? Oh, we've been looking forward to coming to see your new house ever since you started visiting it.
Uh-huh, right. So, are you really just here to celebrate our house getting finished with us? Like, are you sure you don't have some ulterior motive for being here?
Ulterior motive? Did you have something in mind?
Well, for example, you guys have probably heard all about how nice this place is. Are you gonna try to find some way to move in and become squatters here? Like, first you just asked to stay the night, then the weekend, then a week, and before we know it, you've been here so long that we can't legally evict you.
Honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about. But now, we're not going to try to move in. We're just here for dinner, that's all.
I'm not convinced. You know, I never really wanted to invite you in the first place. Like, the last thing I need is to be seen having a bunch of poor losers coming into my house, you know? If word got out, property values might start to decline in the area. Plus, a lot of my family members are here too, so...
Right, in case you had forgotten, we just so happen to be your husband's sister and mother, and you just kinda call us poor losers. Not sure how I feel about that.
So what if you're my husband's family? And just so you're aware, Taylor doesn't even consider you two to be his family anyway.
Huh?
Yeah, that's my point exactly. You're so freaking clueless, it's embarrassing to watch. Most people with common sense would get that they're not wanted and just stay away. But not you two. You don't have a single ounce of common sense. That's why you're so poor, you know?
Wow, I'm not sure which is more rude. Calling us poor losers or telling us we have no common sense.
I know what's really going on. Your brother Taylor is a big shot lawyer now, and you two are coming around to beg for handouts. Then there's my family. Almost all of my relatives are executives in Stolta Enterprises. Perhaps you've heard of the company. It's only the single largest company in the city. And I was just hired to be the model for their latest advertising campaign. So you'll have to understand, I'm very used to poor losers like you coming around to mooch off of our fame and fortune.
We're just here for dinner, Kelly. We have no intentions of asking you for handouts, mooching, or moving in with you. All we want to do is have dinner, and I'm getting hungry.
You might not have the intent to mooch, sure. But mooching is in your nature. You can't help it. Fish swim, birds fly, poor people mooch. It's like how people buy more food if they go shopping while hungry. Sorry, but I'm one step ahead of you.
You're several steps away from me, but in what direction, I really can't say. You think that we're going to see how wealthy you guys are and instinctively start begging for money?
It really is a shame that people like you exist. I mean, really, it's a bigger shame that people like me have to deal with people like you. You have no idea how much trouble your mere existence causes for us beautiful people.
Yeah, I have no idea how you managed to get by. Anyways, like I said, we're here for dinner and we're hungry, so we're gonna come inside now.
Wow, even after all that, you're still gonna come inside? I really respect your determination, Sandy. I don't respect you at all, but your dedication is incredible.
You're pretty incredible yourself, Kelly. Kelly, why are the dining room doors locked? And what's with these 2 bowls of dog food here? You guys don't have any dogs.
Sure we do. You and your mom.
Are you serious?
That's right. The family's all gathered at the table and ready to eat this glorious feast. We don't want the dogs around to beg for table scraps. It would ruin the atmosphere.
We knocked on the doors, so your family knows we're here. Are you really okay with behaving like this in front of them?
I'm doing this to protect them. They're all wearing super expensive brand clothing. You and your mom might damage them with your filthy dog slobber.
Uh-huh, so you really don't care if they all think you're a total psychopath? In case you need a reminder, you're treating 2 human beings like dogs right now. You even went to all the trouble of buying a bag of dog food for this stunt?
Can't you hear the roaring laughter coming from the dining room? We're all laughing at you. I thought I made it clear that my family hates mooching, begging, slimy, dirty, poor losers like you and your mom. Oh, and not just us. Taylor feels the same way about you.
What exactly do you think that Taylor is on the same page as you about us?
It's obvious to anyone with half a brain, which explains why you don't get it. Taylor managed to crawl his way out of the cesspool you call a home and become a high-powered lawyer. He's left you behind, Sandy. All you are is an embarrassing reminder of his past. So, he wouldn't care at all if he found out we were doing this to you two.
Well, Taylor will be coming home from work soon, so we'll see how he feels about this when he gets here. But I'm pretty sure that you're just making that all up. There's no way that Taylor is embarrassed by us.
Aw, you poor thing. You still haven't accepted reality. Look, we're married, Sandy. Our hearts are connected by an unbreakable bond. I know exactly what he's thinking. And that's why I know that he'll give me a big high five once he gets here.
I see. Well, this conversation was a complete waste of time.
My thoughts exactly. There's no way you would ever be able to talk to the same level as someone like me. So, how's the dog food treating you? Are you ready for seconds?
No thanks. We were just about to leave.
And stay out. Huh? What's this link you just sent me? Some YouTube video? Oh, wait a second. Aren't you Taylor's mom, Morgan?
What's the matter, dear? We're family, aren't we? You don't need to call me by my first name anymore. You can just call me Mom.
I would never in a million years call you mom. So, what's up with this video you sent me?
It's the link to a very interesting YouTube channel. There's a live stream going on right now, and I really think you should check it out.
Are you serious? I'm kind of busy over here. My family are all in the dining room eating dinner, and since it's my house and Taylor's not home yet, I'm the one who has to wait on them. I don't have time to watch some lame YouTube video.
You don't have to watch it forever. Just give it a tap and see what's going on. I promise you, you do not want to miss this live stream.
Fine, if it'll get you off my back, I'll check it out. What the? Hey, what's going on here? Why is someone doing a live stream from my house?
I can answer that. This is my YouTube channel. It's called Florgan, and I mostly do live streams of myself eating on the floor.
What?
Get it? It's a portmanteau of floor and my name. Floor plus Morgan equals Florgan. Typically, I just do live streams of myself eating on the floor at my house. But this is a super special episode. I'm being forced to eat on the floor by my daughter-in-law, and she's feeding me dog food. I just had to set my camera and start streaming.
What is wrong with you? Did you grow up in a house with lead paint or something? I mean, Florgan? What is that even?
I just told you. It's a YouTube channel where I live stream myself eating on the floor. Isn't that the most intriguing thing you've ever heard? It's so mysterious and bizarre. You just can't help but watch. And the second you start watching, boom, you're totally hooked.
I'm glad to hear you're aware of just how bizarre that is. What the? No way. I don't believe this. How do you have this many viewers? I do live streams all the time, and I've never had this many viewers.
I'm glad you asked. That's all thanks to my masterful promotion skills.
Masterful, huh? Well, I have to admit, that's a lot of viewers. How do you promote your channel?
It's very simple. I just share the crap out of it.
You share the crap out of it?
That's right. I share the ever-living crap out of my channel. There's all sorts of social media, message boards, forums, and that sort of thing on the internet, right? I post about my channel to every single place I can find.
That's not promotion, that's just spam. Seriously, how many random forums did you have to spam your channel in to get this many viewers?
I don't even know. I have a bunch of bot accounts all over the place doing it for me.
That's a violation of every website's terms of service. Good grief, please tell me I was never on that live stream.
As a matter of fact, your entire body, face included, was clearly visible a while ago when you brought out our bowls of dog food.
What?
Isn't that wonderful? You're practically a total nobody right now, but that's all about to change. Models like you would kill to get exposure like this.
I never wanted to get exposure on something as freakishly weird as Florgan. Are you serious? Your viewers actually saw my face?
Oh yeah, they got a really good look. So they're definitely gonna remember your face after the stream is over.
Oh no! This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me! Are you still live? How long are you be streaming for?
How long? Until I finish my meal. That's how I do my streams on Florgan. I film my entire meal from start to finish. Sometimes it's a few minutes, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it gets even longer.
But you're not even touching your food.
Well, yeah, it's dog food. Who wants to eat a bunch of dog food? Other than dogs, of course.
If you're not gonna eat it at all, why are you even streaming? The only thing that's going on in your stream is you and Sandy sitting in a dark hallway in front of 2 bowls of dog food. It's kind of creepy, honestly, like some kind of horror movie.
It's not a horror movie. It's Florgan. And we're not just sitting there. Look now. Are you watching? I just waved the camera.
That just makes it even creepier. Look, if you're not gonna eat your food, then get out of my house. My family is getting really uncomfortable to have you streaming from inside of my house while they're here.
Oh, are they watching my channel too? That's excellent. I never thought I would experience this kind of viewer growth in one stream.
Yeah, well, you kept spamming all their phones with a link to your stupid live stream. What are you even doing this for, Morgan? Like, what do you want from me? What's your angle?
All I want is to have a fun, interesting, and engaging live stream for all my loyal viewers. Oh, and I suppose a secondary goal would be to help you get your name out there.
You are the last person that I want to help me with getting my name out there. I can do that just fine by myself, thank you. Now shut down your stream and get out of my house.
Aw, come on. I haven't finished my dinner yet.
You haven't yet eaten a single bite, though.
Duh, it's dog food. I'm not eating dog food.
Then what are you gonna do? Sit there in my hallway for the rest of your lives? Oh my god, this is so frustrating. What do you want from me?
All I want to do is have fun with all my Florgan viewers. Is that such a crime?
It is when you're doing it at my house. Stream from your own house.
But Taylor invited us here for dinner tonight to celebrate you two moving into your brand new house. I've been looking forward to tonight's dinner all week. Plus, he got held up at work, so I haven't even seen him yet. I know! I'll send a link to my stream to his phone. Then I'll tell him and all my viewers about what's going on.
Don't you dare do that! That's it! I've had enough of you for one night. If you're not gonna leave willingly, then my family and I are gonna throw you out.
Wow, really? You do that for me? I never thought I'd have so many special guests willing to make an appearance on Florgan.
Oh, shoot. That's right. You're still streaming.
That's right. And that means that if you trash off the stream or kick us out, all the people watching my stream are going to see you. This is like a dream come true for you guys. Now you can garner some attention for your modeling career, and your family can generate some major press for Stolta Enterprises all in one night.
I knew you had an ulterior motive for coming here tonight. This was your plan all along, wasn't it?
Ulterior motive? I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm just a humble YouTuber with a humble live stream.
Screw you! I'm calling the cops.
That would be incredible. Go ahead and call them. That's gonna make this live stream my most viewed ever. And not just that, the clips that our interactions with the police generate are going to go viral for sure. Also, most importantly, you're going to become famous.
Okay, maybe I underestimated you. How about we call a truce, okay?
Truce? What would we need to call a truce for? I don't feel like we're at war. Actually, I'm grateful to you. Thanks to you, I'm hitting simultaneous view counts I never thought possible. You're the best thing that's ever happened to Florgan.
Please, for the love of God, Morgan, tell me what you want from me.
Oh, that's all right, Kelly. You've already done more than enough for me. I couldn't ask for anything more. Are you just trying to butter me up because I'm your mother-in-law? You don't need to do that, sweetheart. I love you just the way you are.
That's not what this is about, and you know it. Why are you putting on this act? You know exactly what you're doing.
Well, sure, I know what I'm doing. I'm putting on the best live stream of my career. And speaking of which, I have some questions from my viewers that I need to answer, so I'm going to focus on that for a while. Talk to you later, Kelly.
Don't answer their questions, especially if they're about me or my family.
Oh, and I'll be posting the full audio and video to my channel later on, so go ahead and tell all your friends that you were the star of the show.
Are you serious? I'm not telling any of my friends about this, and you shouldn't either. Don't upload the video.
And deny you the chance to get the most publicity you've ever had in your life? Not a chance. I'll be sure to put your full name in the video's description. That way, this video will be one of the first things that comes up when people search for you.
What? No, don't do that. Anything but that.
You know what? You're right. Just putting your name in the description won't help. I'm going to add links to all your social media accounts too. I already added them to the description for this live stream too, by the way.
Come on, stop this, please. I'm begging you. How can you do this to me? You know exactly what this is going to do to my career.
That's right, Kelly. I'm very familiar with the whole social media business. This is going to absolutely blow up your career. Your name is going to go down in internet history.
That does it. I'm not putting up with you anymore. We're gonna take care of you once and for all.
Aw, you're such a generous host, Kelly. You've already taken such good care of us. What are you going to do now?
Sandy, you need to talk to your mom right now. Do anything that you need to keep her from uploading that video.
It's kind of out of my hands now. Hey, I'm sorry about the whole live stream thing. I had no idea that my mom was going to do that, I swear.
Yeah, well, she did? Now what are you gonna do about it, huh? How are you gonna fix this? My career is in jeopardy. I might never get another modeling gig ever again. If you feel any sense of responsibility for this at all, then get your mom not to upload the video. Break her phone if you have to.
I don't think uploading it or not is going to make much of a difference. It was already broadcast live.
I know that, but uploading it can only make things worse. My dad appeared on the stream too while we were throwing you guys out. He's the CEO of Salta Enterprises. People will realize it's him in no time. Now, stop dawdling and go do something about your mom.
Kelly, I'm sorry, but that's not going to work. Once my mom makes up her mind, there's nothing I, my brother, or anyone else can do to stop her. And furthermore, you were a pretty big jerk to me. So if you were really interested in stopping my mom and saving your career, it seems like apologizing to me would be further than barking orders at me. It's like you don't think you did anything wrong at all.
What are you talking about? I wasn't a jerk to you guys.
You called us poor losers, said we had no common sense, and forced us to sit in the hallway and eat dog food while you and your family ate a nice dinner. You really don't think that qualifies as being a jerk?
Okay, you win. I get it. I'll apologize. I'm very sorry for treating you guys that way. It was wrong of me to do that.
I'm glad you realized the errors of your ways. Now it's time for you to accept the consequences.
What? Hold on. I'm really, really sorry. And what about Taylor? Is he still with you?
Yeah, he pulled into the driveway right as you guys were throwing us out. We explained the situation, and he said he was through with your family. Oh, and he's divorcing you too.
He is?
Ever since then, he's been really depressed that he didn't realize what kind of person you were up until now.
But divorce? No way! He can't do that! He's getting way too ahead of himself!
I don't know. If you came home to find out your spouse had insulted your mother and sister and tried to feed them dog food, you'd probably at least be considering divorce.
But he never even said anything to me! He was watching the live stream from the very beginning and he never messaged me once to tell me to stop!
Well, Taylor knows the kind of person my mom is. He knew that she must have had some sort of plan in store for you, and he didn't want to do anything to get in her way. He said he even took a break from the meeting he was in to watch the stream. He was so excited.
Both you and your brother are completely insane. You know that?
You saw how insane my mom was, don't you? That's who raised us. We were doomed to turn out this way from the very start.
I guess you have a point. But look, can't you give me a break for this one little mistake?
What you did is well over the limit for what I considered one little mistake. There's no coming back from this for you.
Please, Sandy, I'm begging you. If you don't do something, my family's gonna disown me.
And how is that my problem?
Is that all you can say to me? Look, I'm a pretty good judge of character. Your mom and brother are pretty crazy, but I can see now that you're the most reasonable of the bunch. Can't we talk about this?
I'm the most reasonable person in this family by far, yes, but realizing that isn't gonna save you now. And if you want to talk, let's start with talking about how you told me that Taylor hates us.
Uh-oh.
He's with us now, isn't he? I guess you aren't such a good judge of character after all. Wow, the archives of your live stream is doing crazy numbers. It's trending on basically every social media platform, along with Kelly's name in Studa Enterprises. Tomorrow's not going to be a good day for them.
I know, isn't it great? They're gonna be ruined for sure! Didn't I tell you I knew just how to deal with that type of person?
Yeah, you sure did, but can I ask you something? You were never a YouTuber. You made all that up. So what in the world was the deal with the whole Florgan story?
I'm glad you asked. I had a sneaking suspicion that Kelly was going to try to humiliate us by forcing us to sit in the hallway and serving us dog food. So, I made that channel while you were waiting for me in the car. I thought it would be the best way to expose them.
Wait a second. You planned specifically for the event that she forced us to eat dog food off the floor? That's a little specific for sneaking suspicions. You're practically a prophet.
I'm no prophet, sweetheart. I've just seen an awful lot of scumbags in my day. She fit the force people to eat dog food off of the floor archetype to a T.
Uh-huh. Well, in any case, I'm glad that I can always count on you on being my side, Mom, because I think death would be a preferable alternative to having you as an enemy.
I'll bet that Kelly's thinking the same thing right about now. So, do you admit that I was right about Kelly all along now?
Oh yeah, Mom, for sure. She is definitely an incorrigible scumbag. Just as my mom planned, the live stream on her Florgan channel was a massive success. Kelly, her family, and Studio Expresses went viral in the worst possible way. Once the news of the video hit social media and the local press got wind of the event at Taylor's house, they immediately pressed the company for comments. Immediately, the CEO and a multiple executive resigned in disgrace. The company boarded off direction issued an official apology for the incident and vowed to completely cut ties with Kelly's family. As for Kelly, her short-lived modeling career very much blew up, as in it shattered into thousands of pieces. She locked all of her accounts the very next day, and they were all remained inactive to this day. Kelly also broke a few pieces of equipment my mom bought with her when they were kicking us out, so we sued her for the cost of replacing them. She agreed to pay us the full amount before we even go to court. Having lost their wealth and influences, Kelly's family sold their luxurious home, and then they were scattered to the four winds. It's crazy to think that all Kelly had to do that night was not to be an insufferable psychopath for a few hours. If she had just done that, she would still have her modeling career and her family would still have the wealth and influence. But alas, she couldn't help herself and it cost her everything. She is mocking my mom and I for being poor losers. But after that night's event, my mom launched a massively successful social media business. Taylor and I are working there too. And all of us are far wealthier than her family is now. Was this all part of my mom's plan too? I wouldn't be surprised. She's a freak of nature.
Yo, Tanya, where are you right now?
I was just saying goodbye to a few of our relatives. They had to drive a couple hours to get here for your dad's funeral. I was just thanking them for coming out all this way for us.
Oh, is that it? All right.
Your dad touched a lot of people's lives and you can really tell. My goodness, we must have had at least 500 people come to visit us between the visitation and the funeral. That's not even counting the people who just sent flowers or gifts to pay their respects. My hand is sore from all the handshaking I've been doing lately.
Yeah, and I bet your back is still sore from all the work you had to do to take care of him. Ever since he had that stroke, he couldn't do anything for himself. You're the one that had to do it all for him. And now you're free! Woohoo!
I don't really see it as being free. If anything, I wish I could have spent even more time to spend with him.
Yeah, I'll bet. He's the only person that liked you around here.
Trust me, I'm aware. You, your mom, and your younger sister Natalie have been nothing but unkind to me for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, for real. How have you put up with all the crap we've given you for the last 10 years?
Wow. Has it really been 10 years since you guys started treating me this way? I guess I had forgotten. It wasn't always like this, though. You guys used to be kind to me, back when we first living together.
Yeah, and you have only yourself to blame for the way things turned out.
Excuse me? How so?
Duh, it's because you couldn't have any kids. I mean, why would I bother to marry you if I thought you were gonna be as barren as Antarctica in winter? Our family's business has been passed down for generations, ever since my great-great-great-grandpa. I have to have an heir. It's my responsibility as the only son in the family. But I had to go and marry you.
Do you think I wanted to be unable to have kids? I had complications for my miscarriage, and even since then, the doctors told me that it would be unlikely that I ever got pregnant again. You were all waiting on me hand and foot when I first found out I was pregnant. After that, though, everything changed.
Yeah, and? What do you do with a broken piece of machinery? Fix it. If it can't be fixed, throw it in the trash.
Your father never treated me like trash. He was always kind and gentle to me.
And now he's gone. And with the only person in the family who ever stood up for you out of the way, now the fun is gonna start.
What do you mean, fun?
I mean, we're gonna have the time of our lives treating you like a slave for the rest of your miserable life.
I am not your slave.
Maybe not before now, but things are gonna change around here now that the old geezer finally kicked the bucket. The family is now mine, and I get to use all of our possessions as I see fit. That includes you and the family business. The very ground you're standing on is now my kingdom. What I say is the law. My first order of business is going to be to reduce breaks and vacation times for all our employees. They don't deserve to rest. If they're resting, I'm not making money.
What are you, some kind of robber baron wannabe? Don't talk about the company's employees that way. They work incredibly hard to make the company a success. Your dad was always generous with benefits, too. You can't just take away the privileges your dad gave them.
Sure I can. There's a new boss in town, and I say no more breaks until our market cap triples. This is my kingdom now, and I'm gonna make it grow as much as I can. And now that I got my hands on my dad's money, I think I might just take a little trip around the world. Oh, but not you. You're gonna stay at home. Someone's gotta keep the place clean after all.
Ha! I wouldn't go on a trip with you even if you invited me. I'd sooner you locked me in the basement than you locked in a hotel room with you for a week.
That can be arranged. Anyway, hurry up and get back here once you're done saying your goodbyes. We're hungry and you need to make us something to eat.
You're going to be waiting for quite a while, Jason. There's still a lot of people here I'd like to talk to. If you're hungry, order delivery.
You don't give me orders, I give you orders. And I say you're coming home to cook for me.
I don't take orders from you or anyone else. I'm your wife, not your maidservant.
Unbelievable. Even after all this time, you still have that snobby little attitude. Oh well, you're gonna be our slave for the rest of your life. We'll have you whipped into shape in no time with Dad gone.
Hey there, Aunt Millie. I wanted to thank you again for all the help you gave me with the funeral.
Oh, you don't need to thank me, dear. I was glad to help.
No, I do need to thank you. You drove a long way and spent a lot of time setting up chairs and tables with me. He would be glad to know that you did so much.
It's the least I could do. My brother meant an awful lot to me. I'm just sorry I couldn't come to visit him more before he passed.
I know he was thrilled that you came to see me as often as you did. He knew how much you cared about him.
I sure hope he did. I'm glad to hear you say that. I was hoping to stay the night to spend more time with you this evening, but I'm sorry that didn't work out.
You don't need to worry about that at all. Just know you're free to stop by anytime you'd like.
I might just take you up on that one of these days. Now, if you're texting me, I can't help but wonder if those three are up to something sinister again.
It's just like I thought. They didn't waste any time ripping into me.
Oh dear, what did they say to you?
Jason told me that the reason they've been treating me so poorly is because I'm infertile and couldn't produce an heir for the family business.
You're kidding me? Did he really say that?
To be honest, the timing of when they started doing this made that possibility seem likely. They treated me like I was a princess when I first told them I was pregnant, and then after the doctor gave me the bad news, they started treating me like a red-headed stepchild instead.
I can't believe those three. What is wrong with them? I'm especially disappointed in your mother-in-law. She's a woman too. She should understand your feelings. Why in the world would she be doing that to you?
I really wish I knew, but since they won't talk to me anymore, I doubt I'll ever find out.
In all honesty, that may be for the best. So, are you going to move forward with the plan then?
Not yet. I'm going to try talking to my husband one last time. He was a good man when we first got married. I can't believe that he's rotten to the core like his mom and sister are.
Tonya, you're far too kind for your own good. You know that, don't you?
Trust me, this is the absolute last chance I'll ever give him. I'm a patient person, but I'm at my limit.
All right, well, if that's what you say, then I'll trust your judgment. Just remember, no matter what they say or do to you, I'll always be on your side. My brother tasked me with looking out after you after he died, and I intend to keep my promise.
Thank you so much, Aunt Millie. I'll contact you again once I have news for you.
I'll be waiting, dear.
Tanya, where the hell are ya? I told you to come home and cook me dinner immediately.
Forgive my tardiness, Your Majesty.
That's more like it. Now pick up some steaks on the way home. We're gonna celebrate.
Celebrate? Hold on. You can't seriously be talking about having a celebration right now.
I am, though? Why shouldn't I celebrate?
Are you joking? Your father just died a few days ago. Today was his funeral. He was buried a few hours ago.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. Why do you think I'm calling for a celebration?
No, you can't be serious.
I'm as serious as my old man is dead. I've been waiting for years for the day that old nuisance would finally croak.
Jason, how can you talk about your own father that way?
Oh, would you like me to tell you what I really think about him? Because I can call him a lot worse than old nuisance. Oh, the way he would go on and on lecturing me day after day after day was just obnoxious.
Well, if you three wouldn't have been so horribly cruel to me, he'd have nothing to lecture you about.
What did we do that was either terrible or cruel, huh? We treat you like you're beneath us because you are beneath us. That's nothing for him to get mad at me about.
I am not beneath you, as much as you might try to convince me otherwise.
And it's not just you. He was always going on and on about how I need to make sure the company's employees are all happy.
That's because he was concerned about them, not just as employees, but as members of his extended family.
Don't give me that new age bullcrap. They're not our family, they're our employees. We pay them to work, not to be happy. And that geezer never even cared about his real family all that much at all. All he ever did was tell us what to do, give me unwanted advice, and shout at us whenever we treated you like you deserved.
Your father wanted to give you all the tools you needed to run the company successfully after he passed. That company was his before it was yours, you know. His family's entire history is in that company.
Shut up, my God in heaven, woman! I don't need that sentimental old fogey to tell me how to run a business. I'm fine without him. Better off, actually.
Stop talking about him like that. Can you just hold off for today of all days? You all weren't there, but I was here the whole time listening to people talking about the happy times they shared with him. Don't spoil his memory with your bitterness, Jason.
I don't want to spoil his memory. I want to erase it entirely. That old sack of trash never acknowledged me as being worthy to take over the family business. Not even once. Well, the joke's on him. Now he's dead and gone, and the company is mine, whether he likes it or not. I'm gonna be 10 times the businessman and family patriarch that he ever was. So, the king is dead, long live the king! My reign begins today and we are gonna celebrate!
This is insane, Jason. You're insane. Have you really been this anxious for your dad to die?
You want the brutal truth? If he took much longer, I probably would have started to think about taking matters into my own hands. And it's not just me, the whole family has been waiting with bated breath for the company and family fortune to fall into my hands. I mean, why do you think we refused to move him into a nursing home? We figured it would speed the process along if a loser like you was the one taking care of him. But that was a total backfire. Thanks to you not just letting him die, I had to wait way longer than I planned to take over the company.
I can't believe you, Jason. You're a monster. The reason your father was so harsh on you at times was because he cared deeply about you. He wanted you, the family, and the company to prosper. And this is how you repay him after he's gone? I don't mind if you belittle and berate me. I can handle it. But I will not sit by and allow you to slander your father like this. He was the one person in this family who ever treated me like family.
What are you gonna do about it, huh? The second you step foot in this house, I'm slapping an iron ball and chain on your ankle and working you to the bone. And there's nothing you can do to stop me.
You want to see what I'm gonna do about it, Jason? Just you wait. You'll see.
Bring it on! Hey, what the hell is going on here?
What do you want? Could you please stop blowing up my phone with calls and texts? It's really annoying.
You mean you've been ignoring me?
Yeah, well, I've got a lot of work to do right now. I'm trying to get ready for my new life over here.
You're joking. You mean you're serious about divorcing me?
Is that really what you wanted to ask me about?
What else would I be calling you for? You rang the doorbell, dropped a stack of divorce papers on the front porch, and left. What's wrong with you?
You'll have to understand, I'm not too keen on being treated like a slave and forced to wear a ball and chain.
That was just a figure of speech. I didn't mean it literally.
Jason, are you saying that you don't want to divorce me?
No, that's not it. I just wanted to talk about it, that's all. This isn't a decision you can just make all by yourself. That's not fair.
I'd say it's not fair to be treated like trash by my own husband for 10 years, but that's just me.
I didn't treat you that bad. It was my mom and sister who treated you the worst. I was trying to get them to stop.
I don't think for 1 second that you actually believe that. I think you should know, ever since you guys started abusing me 10 years ago, I've been keeping a record for every single instance of your abuse.
What? You have? But why?
I do journaling as a hobby. Didn't you notice? I wrote all the details in that journal. That was a piece of advice from your father, actually. He's the one who told me to write everything down in detail, dates, times, names, everything. He said it would come in handy once I divorced you.
No way! My dad told you that?
He was really worried about what would happen to me after he died, so I did what he said and kept on writing about you and your family's abuse for 10 whole years. When I showed that journal to my lawyer, he said that I would have an open and shut lawsuit against you, so you'll probably be getting a lawsuit served against you in the near future.
I don't believe you! You're actually suing me?
That's right, and you are going to pay handsomely.
So then I was right all along. You were only ever after my family's wealth. And now you've trapped me into your dirty little scheme to extort me out of even more money.
It wasn't a trap. You're just a scumbag. You can't blame me for being a scumbag.
Whatever, I don't even care anymore. There's no reason for me to stay married to you. All you were good for was housework. I can just use a small fraction of my family's massive estate to hire a maid or something. And you want to sue me? Go right ahead. I'll have no problem paying whatever damages you win from me. It'll be a cheap price to pay to get rid of you.
I'm glad you're willing to accept what's coming to you. However, I'm afraid to say you won't be able to use your father's estate to pay me off.
What are you talking about? Of course I can. His estate is getting split up between me, my mom, and my sister.
And what makes you so sure of that?
Hello? I wasn't born yesterday. The law says that's how inheritance works. You really didn't know that? You're even more of an idiot than I thought.
No, I'm very well aware of how inheritance law works. Your father was kind enough to teach me all about it.
Wait, my dad talked to you about inheritance law?
He sure did, and that's not all. He taught me all about how wills work too.
Why would my dad take the time to teach you about inheritance laws and wills?
He wanted me to be prepared for when he died. You see, he left all of his assets to me.
What? You have got to be kidding me! That doesn't make any sense! Why would he give it all to you? You're not even part of the family!
You did your best to try and shorten your father's lifespan by denying him the care he needed. That's why he was so grateful to me for doing the best I could care for him myself.
Is that what this was all about? The reason you looked after my dad for all those years was because you wanted his inheritance?
I'm not like you, Jason. I'm a human being with a heart and soul. I think there are things that are worth more than money. I would have done everything the same way even if your dad was penniless. What is wrong with you people? Ever since your dad got hurt, you just locked him upstairs in his room and never once went to talk to him. Did you think he would just lie there and take it? Your dad's a smart man. His body was broken, but not his mind. He was fully aware of how cruel you were being to him, and he was furious. He left his entire estate to me in order to keep it out of your filthy hands. Oh, but to be more precise, he didn't leave everything to me. You guys did get your piece of the pie.
Really? We do? How much do we get?
The house that you're all living in is yours to keep. I'll be moving out as soon as I can.
That's it? We only get the house?
What do you mean, only the house? That house is far more luxurious than the vast majority of people that get to live in.
I mean, yeah, but still, that's all we get?
That's what your father determined, Jason. You have no choice but to accept his judgment.
No way, I'll never accept that. I don't believe it. You're lying to me. I know you are. That's it. You're just trying to trick me into letting you walk away with all of my money. It's not gonna work, Tanya. You won't get 1 single cent of my dad's money. It's all mine.
Once again, I'm not like you, Jason. I'm not trying to trick you.
I know what I'll do. I'll talk to Aunt Millie about this. She and my dad were real close. She would know if he really had a will or not.
I think that's a marvelous idea. Go ahead, talk to your Aunt Millie and see what she says.
Aunt Millie, are you there? I have a question about my dad's estate, and it's urgent.
Is that right? I'd be glad to clear up anything I can for you.
Okay, so my dad didn't really have a will or anything, did he? His estate goes right to me and my mom, yeah?
That's an interesting question. Why do you ask?
I know, it's an obvious question, but I just had to make sure. You remember my crazy wife, Tanya? For some reason, she's going around acting like she's the one who gets all of Dad's money. Isn't that ridiculous? Sorry for wasting your time with such a stupid question.
If it really was a stupid question, you didn't need to ask me at all. It seems that Tanya already told you everything.
Wait, you can't be serious.
I am, Jason. Your dad's entire estate is going to Tanya, not you, your mother, or your sister. She gets everything but the house.
Good one, Aunt Millie. You always loved a good joke. Okay, for real now, I get my dad's money, right?
No, Jason, I'm not joking. This is the truth.
No! There's no way that can be right. I mean, we're his family. I'm his son.
And Tanya is his daughter-in-law. Does that make her family?
For now, maybe, but she said she's gonna divorce me.
And why do you suppose that is, Jason? Don't you think the way you lot have been treating her might have brought this on? You might have never had thought about Tanya that way, but for my brother, she was every bit his family. In fact, I'd say she was closer to his heart than any of you, even your mother. In any case, he did have a last will and testament, and it clearly outlines how his estate is going to be divided. You get the house, Tanya gets everything else. I was present when he signed it and was notarized, and he had me holding onto it for safekeeping. So the document carries the full force of law behind it. You can't do anything to change it now.
No, Aunt Millie, you don't understand. This was all Tanya's plan from the beginning. She tricked my dad into believing a bunch of lies about us, and she made him write that will.
I don't know why you would think he needed to be forced to write that will.
Isn't it obvious? He was my dad. There wasn't a single person in the world who wanted him to get better more than I did. Me, my mom, and my sister all worked our butts off in order to take care of him after he got sick and couldn't get out of bed anymore. But while we were taking care of him, Tanya was going out and wasting all our family's money on alcohol, gambling, expensive clothing, you name it. So you see, we can't allow an evil, manipulative she-devil like her to steal our family's fortune from us.
You know, I've heard some mighty pathetic lies in my day, but that one really takes the cake.
But I'm not lying.
It might have worked too, had it not been a darn good sister to your father. You think I'm completely in the dark as to what went on in that house? No, I've been visiting my brother regularly while you lot were out of the house.
You what?
Who was the one sitting by his bedside helping him to eat, get dressed, and talk to him? Tanya was. And what did you do? And what did you all do for him? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's not true. We did some stuff for him.
If you did, he would have told me about it. All he ever did was talk about how you never spoken to him in almost a decade. The last thing we ever talked about before his passing was how concerned he was about what would happen to Tanya once he was gone. He thought that the best thing he could do to protect her from you is giving her all the money she would need to escape you. He wrote the will in secret, taking every single measure to ensure this legal validity, and gave it to me before you caught on to what he was doing. I think that should give you a pretty good indication of how little he trusted you. And then, the other day, he passed away with Tanya holding his hand. I'm sure that's the way he wanted to go.
Look, Aunt Millie, there's more to the story than what you've heard, okay? In fact, Dad's personal doctor was saying that he had dementia.
No, he didn't. Your father's doctor was there when he signed the will. Give it up, Jason. Your father's final instruction to me were to do everything I could to protect Tanya. There's nothing you can say or do to get me to turn my back on her. I'm on her side permanently. Your father's estate is going to Tanya, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's set in stone.
No way! This can't be happening!
And that's all I have to say to you. Your father didn't see you as his family at the end of his life, so you're nothing to me anymore either. Come what may, don't ever contact me or Tanya again.
It's just like you said, Tanya. All of Dad's money, all of his assets, all of his stuff is yours.
It's just too bad you had to waste 10 minutes of Aunt Millie's life confirming what I already told you. Just be glad you're getting the house like I said.
Yeah, it's whatever. I'll make back all that money in no time.
Oh, are you now?
Of course I am. You might have gotten his money, but I still have the company. The company's shareholders already voted to make me the next CEO. So now you're gonna see what I'm really capable of. Under my leadership, the family business is gonna expand more than anyone ever thought possible.
Well, I sure hope you're right. You're going to owe me a ton of money once I sue you for your decades of abuse.
Yeah, whatever. I'll pay up. Just do me a favor and don't come crawling to me for help when you blow through my dad's money, okay?
You don't need to lie to me twice.
Hi there, Tanya. How are you doing these days? Hey, can we talk for a minute?
What? You? What do you want? I thought it was clear that I didn't want to hear from you again.
About the damages you got awarded from your lawsuit. Do you think you might be able to give us some time to come up with the money?
Why should I?
Wow, it's just, we don't have any money.
Excuse me? No money? Aren't you the CEO of your family's business? You told me you were going to bring the company to newfound dominance in your industry. What happened to that?
Yeah, about that. I kinda got fired.
Go on. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, I was doing just fine as the CEO. I was making all sorts of changes, promoting efficiency, reducing waste, but the employees were constantly complaining. They convened a shareholders meeting last month and voted on my continued leadership, and I lost.
All's fair in love, war, and capitalism, I guess.
They betrayed me! They betrayed the family! That company has had a family member at the helm for over 5 generations! It's my divine right to lead that company! But now those greedy, lazy losers have ripped it away from me!
Oh my goodness. You mean the company's employee didn't appreciate your policies of denying them their legally mandated vacation and break time? Color me shocked.
Right? What's the matter with them? I'm paying them to work, not to sit around at home or in the break room.
You're totally right, Jason. With an attitude like that, it's a total shock why they want you gone.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about that anymore. It is what it is. I'm done with it. But can we talk about the payments from the lawsuit?
No, we can't. You'll be making every single payment on time, or else. Period.
Man. Hey, what are you doing these days? If you haven't found another guy, would you be willing to consider getting back together with me?
No, you did not just ask me that. There's no way you would be so brazen.
I mean, why not? We were together for a long time, weren't we? And we were madly in love with each other once. We've been divorced for a year now, so I figured that would be enough time for us both to, cool off a little. My mom and sister both miss you too. It took all this time apart from you to realize how much we needed you.
Well, I'm glad you had this epiphany.
So what do you say? Can we try to start again?
Why, Jason? So you and your family can make me your slave like you wanted a year ago?
Hey, that's all in the past. We wouldn't do that to you.
Yes, you absolutely would do that. And it's precisely because you are that kind of person that everyone close to you starts to hate you. Wake up, Jason. There's not a single person on this planet, least of all of you, who deserves to treat everyone around them like disposable trash. I don't care if you're dealing with your wife, your siblings, your friends, your employees, or some homeless person begging for money. Every person you meet has human dignity, and you need to learn to respect that. If you don't, then you're only going to keep on losing allies in your life. I hope you take care of your mom and sister because they're all you have left now.
You can't leave me alone with them. They don't work, they don't clean, they don't do anything. I can't handle life with them anymore. I just can't take it. They're monsters. Please, Tanya, you're the only one I can turn to now.
I don't think you're in any position to be calling them monsters. If you ask me, the thing that ticks you off most about them is probably simply that they remind you too much of yourself. Whatever it is, it must run in the family. Maybe you'll carry a recessive trait of being obnoxious jerks. Anyways, good luck dealing with them. And whatever happens to you and now on, just remember that I will always be here to laugh at your misfortune. Bye. Hi, Aunt Millie. How have you been lately? Tanya, it's so wonderful to hear from you. To what do I owe the pleasure of hearing from you today? Actually, I just got a message from Jason. Uh-oh, what did he want? He told me that the company shareholders fire him as a CEO and he's really hard up for money. And get this, he even asked if I wanted to get back together with him. Well, I'll be. Some people just don't have any shame, I guess. If he was desperate enough to come to me for help, I thought there was a chance he might come to you next. Just wanted to give you a heads up before he does. I appreciate that, dear. I'll keep my guard up. Do you think I might have left them off a little too easy? I mean, if Jason thought there was any chance at all of me taking him back. I told you before, didn't I? You're far too kind for your own good. But that kindness is what made my brothers last year peaceful and happy. So, as selfish as it may be, I don't want you to change one bit, Tanya. Yeah, but I think I should at least be a little more choosy in who I show kindness to, don't you think? Yes, that is something I would definitely recommend you work on. After getting fired as a CEO, Jason immediately started looking for an executive position at another company, but he was brutally unsuccessful. He was left with no choice but to take an entry-level position and start from scratch. Even though he had a steady income, his money problems never got resolved. His mother and sister are total spendthrifts used to a higher standards of living, so anything he earns goes right out the door. Jason decided he couldn't take any more, so he sold the family house. They split the money 3 ways and Jason started living on his own. Even that wasn't enough to turn his life around, however. He was still living paycheck to paycheck. Then, he got the biggest and worst idea of his life. He decided to invest his share of the money from selling the house in a startup company, which went bankrupt. However, even though he lost his entire savings, he was still legally mandated to make his payments for me or face jail time. So, he got the second biggest and second worst idea of his life. Take out a loan for his full amount he owed me and pay it off in a lump sum. He definitely couldn't make the payments on that loan, so now he's spending his days dodging debt collectors. As for me, after I started living on my own, I decided to take a job working in a nearby orphanage. I would be lying if I said I wasn't sad about not being able to have my own children, but it's incredibly fulfilling to spend my time doing everything I can to make sure the children in unfortunate circumstances can still have a happy childhood. I know my father-in-law is looking down at me from heaven right now, and I want him to see that I'm doing as well as I can. I'll never forget him and everything he did for me.
Listen, you have to be aware of the fact that we both hate you, right? Because we've been making it very hard on you forever now with how much we ignore and use you. Either you've still not noticed or you must be very mentally strong then, huh? Being able to last this long with us living in the same house, tormenting you all the time? Have you not noticed that the both of us have been using you this whole time and won't stop until you drop dead?
You say that the both of you have hated me, yet I feel that our son can't be blamed for that hate, right? He's just been following in your footsteps this whole time since you've been hating me for a very long time now. You were the one that started everything, and that's why I've been having to put up with so much for the past 18 years. I don't understand, though, why you're only starting to ask me about it now. What do you plan to achieve with this?
Hey, do you really believe something like that? The inside of your head is just filled with flowers like I'd always assumed. I didn't think you'd lost your sanity as much as you have.
My head is filled with flowers? I have been very much aware of everything for a long time now, and have put a lot of thought into the both of you. That's why I've been wanting to talk to you about some of it for a while now. But anytime I'd ask to have a chat about how you guys treat me, both of you would ignore me. Actually, you'd both ignore me all this time, no matter what it was I said. Yet when it came to things like me not cooking something well enough, you'd explode. Things have really been hell for me here.
Of course things have been. We're the ones allowing you to live with us here after all. And when it comes to your job as my wife, as his mother, you have to be perfect, or else we'll seriously begin to rethink your worth in this family. Although with how much you've aged, both mentally and physically, you're really just getting in the way now, you old hag.
You never told me things like that in the past. Why have you started to call me an old hag now? Is this the reason why our son hasn't grown out of his rebellious phase at all yet?
Are you really saying something like that to me now? The guy's already graduated from college and is working now. Do you realize that him still being in a rebellious phase at his age makes no sense at all? He's past being in that phase a long time ago, woman.
I know that, Rick. That's why I find it very strange that he's still acting like a child. Sure, it's not rare for sons to not want to listen to everything their mom has to say to them, but he has never really been the one to get upset at me when I don't cook something perfectly for him. And instead of getting out of the house to cause trouble, he has been staying home to play video games while I did the chores. He's always been a really good kid, just with a bit of a childish side to him caused by someone else.
You only think of him that way so you don't get harmed mentally. But haven't you heard some of the things he's been saying to you, along with me? You really have been such an eyesore to us, working like a slave that's never had a clue.
Calling me an eyesore and a slave now? I know, I've been used and abused as your wife for many years now, but has that been the way you've always looked at me?
I knew you never had a clue about anything. I always thought you were pretty dull and all, but I never thought that you were so dull that you would make it this far without ever realizing that you've been getting used like a slave.
I just assumed that as long as I did my job correctly and continued to, there would never be any serious problems between the both of us. I felt that by not fighting back against you, things would remain calm.
I mean, yeah, you would do a lot of the chores without any flaws and would never accept any money from me working part-time to make your own, but you never saw yourself as our slave before? And that doesn't even include the fact that you were also being made to give up some of your money to us!
Well, I guess you were forcing me to have to give up some of that money to the both of you. But I just assumed that I should, since I was your wife and all the money that we earned was meant for the whole family to use.
Wow, I really did a good job choosing you to become my slave then. Maybe being a slave to us was what you were really meant to do, right? That's been your duty in this household.
I don't think...
But that life you've had as our hated slave is well over with now. Get to work unpacking all your things, please.
What? What did you just say? What did you mean by saying that to me? Hey, Rick! What? What is this all about, Rick? All of these suitcases in the trash bin outside, they're filled with all my things.
Ah, so you finally come around to finding all of that. I hope you had a good day at work today. Did you really think you could come back to this house today, though? Well, that's not the case for you anymore now. Think of that as us saying that you are no longer a part of this household anymore. And as for that divorce paperwork I had you fill out and sign, I went and handed it into the courthouse today. That marks the end of my relationship to you now, which means that you and I are no longer married.
So this all really is my stuff in here? That old-fashioned mirror that I got from my grandmother long ago is also smashed to pieces. You threw that in here knowing very well it would break my heart seeing it broken, right?
Well, of course I knew it would break your heart. Until now, you had done a really good job working as my slave. I still can't believe you made it a whole 18 years living with the both of us while being hated. But I've put an end to the pathetic life of a man and his son having to live in a house where an ugly old hag was living with them every day. I had enough of you always standing around acting like you were a part of us, so I made sure to toss everything of yours. Get the hell out of town now.
All right, I am leaving then.
I want you gone by the end of today.
Seriously, I never thought that you'd be so ruthless that you'd take things this far with me, though. This really is the end of you and I.
I've been making that pretty obvious this whole time, right? All you are is an old hag that has done nothing but work your butt off in our house while only barely being able to make enough money for yourself. I'm not sure how you'll be able to survive out there on your own, though. But you have nothing to do with me now, so I could care less if you ended up dropping dead tomorrow. Our son was also able to find himself a proper job today. That means that his and my life are now completely in the clear from here on out. We have zero use for you now.
I see. So that's why you kept me around you guys until today. Just needed to use me until you could be totally sure that he found a good job and wouldn't need my money anymore.
That's absolutely right, but now you and us will be nothing but strangers to one another. I don't want you to ever come around either one of us again after today. You're losing both your family and your house now, so I'm sure you'll go rot under some bridge in despair. But since we have nothing to do with you anymore, you can't come begging for our help.
Understood, Rick. I have no plans of ever coming back to beg for help from either one of you. Therefore, this is goodbye forever.
Hey! You have to know something about this, right? My whole entire house, it's been completely bulldozed over, and there's not a single piece of it left standing. I just got home from work, and the whole place is just rubble.
Who is this?
This is not the time to be screwing around with me, you old hag. I'm your ex-husband, Rick, damn it. And right now, my freaking house is gone. Did you use someone to get back at me for what happened yesterday, and that's why the house is no more? Or could I have missed something? I have no idea what's happened here or why it happened.
Aren't you and I supposed to be complete strangers to one another now? You seem to be in a lot of trouble now, and it's gotten you all wound up, To the point that you had to start texting a complete stranger about everything because you had no idea what you were doing with your hands. Compared to what you said to me yesterday, what you're doing today is the complete opposite, no?
This is not the time for you to be so carefree. My whole freaking house just got demolished before I got home. This has to be your fault, right?
Blaming me already, even though you know nothing at all, it seems. How rude. Well, what's happened there was all part of my plan indeed.
What? What do you mean by that?
You started to live in that house about 20 years ago, right? Which means that you've probably forgotten all about what happened back then that allowed you to live in such a place. That house belonged to me and was under my name the whole 20 years that you had been living in it. And it was you that started to live in it without asking me for permission, yet I had no choice but to let you be. Do you not remember a single thing about what all went down back then, Rick?
Is that right? Well, even if that really was the case... Wait, so this was really your house?
Do you think that we had been renting that place the whole time? And had we, did you think that I was the one paying all of the rent every month because you didn't have to?
Actually, I did kind of think you were paying the rent for it.
You really are the most pathetic man imaginable, Rick. But I always knew that you were the worst man out there and that you just assumed the house was never mine.
What? Does that mean you went and destroyed the house without telling me first?
I never had to tell you anything, did I? The house was my house and that land is my land. And when it comes to my house and land, I had every right to do whatever I pleased with it without needing to ask you for permission first. Of course, I was never going to let you just stay in my house after going and kicking me out of it without talking to me first. I originally was going to have that whole debate with you about how you needed to leave, but I assumed that would be too much trouble considering the pain in the butt you are. So the easier thing for me to do was to have it demolished by some bulldozers.
I'm not screwing around right now, woman! There's no way someone could just do that to a family's house and not feel any remorse! Have you gone completely mad now?
You think that it's me who's gone mad? I believe you meant to say that you've gone mad and needed someone to help wake you up from your wild hallucination. You were going around handing in our divorce papers without asking me about it, and throwing all of my things into the trash without asking me. And way back in the day, you just came into my house and started living in it like you had the right to do so without my permission. All of that has been your wild hallucination, and you needed me to get you out of it. Did you think this all started because of me, Rick? Of course it didn't. It all started with you and that mad head you have on you.
I'm not playing around! What would have happened had my son and I been in the house still today when you had the bulldozers come? Would you have just let the bulldozers go and run over a family in their home?
I knew that you guys weren't going to be home today, and that's why I went through with it. So stop your worrying. I already had the knowledge of where you'd both be covered before going ahead with my plans. I mean, I didn't want to murder 2 people in broad daylight today.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
I mean what I just said. I knew that you both would be going out with one another to that fancy restaurant today, and that's why I was able to make my move.
How did you know there were 3 of us today, though? Why do you, of all people, know about that?
You're asking me why? Because I made sure to have the investigation finished up a long time ago, Rick.
Investigation?
Last month you told me it would be best if I started to get all my things together, right? You also were trying very hard to rub it in my face that you not only hated me, but were using me as a slave and things like that. When that happened, I knew something more serious was going on behind the scenes with you, so I went and had a look at what it could be.
Excuse me? I want to know what you did, though, to find all of this out.
For the past 20 years, I've always been so busy taking care of things for you, your son, and myself. So busy, in fact, that I never had any time to think about you or notice what all was going on around me besides what I was forced to do. But when you brought those things up to me in such a way that was meant to drive a stake through my heart, I finally had my eyes opened. You were trying with all your might to get me to leave you so you wouldn't have to struggle with me anymore. In other words, based off that motive you had, I knew there was another woman in your life.
Huh? Wait, I have no idea what you mean by that. What are you talking about?
Freaking out now and trying to hide the truth won't work. I told you that the whole investigation has been concluded on you, so it's not worth it. And today you were a very busy man having to show your son to your girlfriend. That's why you got a reservation at that very fancy restaurant and had him meet her there. Of course, you were also there to celebrate your divorce from me, right? Which is why the three of you had a blast there eating and talking about how horrible of a woman I'd been.
There's no way that's what happened. I would never.
I have all the evidence I need in both photo and video form, so I'm not kidding when I say it's really a huge waste of your time coming up with those lame excuses for why you were with her today. I even have audio evidence that I had recorded. You can't run from me now.
Why would you? Did you follow us out to that restaurant or something today?
Are you kidding me? I could never do something as shameful as that. I made sure to have a pro go out and do that for me and get all the evidence I would need in order to obtain victory later on. That's why I even have evidence of the plans you had with her to go out and stay at those hotels on dates with one another.
You hired someone to stalk us? You! When did you do that? Was it really because of all that useless crap I said to you before that made you realize?
Yes, that's what I was saying to you just a minute or two ago. And that is why I'll now be able to take out a large chunk of your money as a settlement. Make sure to have my lovely present ready when this divorce goes through, all right?
A settlement? Wait a sec, I just lost my damn house today!
You mean you lost my house today, right? And so what that you did. To me, none of your problems that have started to form today have anything to do with my life. Also, it was you that said this first, right? You will lose both your family and your home and will have to go live under a bridge somewhere in despair. And then you followed that up by saying that you guys would both be complete strangers to me, so I could not come back begging for help, right? Right?
That was...
I'm going to say the same thing back to you now, after having said that with such confidence to me. You and I are both complete strangers to one another now, so don't come back to me begging for any help.
No way! Why did I have to run my mouth like that?
I really was busy with all sorts of things back when I was married to you, but don't think that meant I never noticed how you both treated me like a complete outcast there. Of course I knew. But no matter how often I tried talking with you both, you never gave me a chance to. I tried time and time again to ask you why you would do that to me, but after so many attempts, I just gave up on it entirely. You both thought you had finally gotten to me and were able to use me to do all of the chores and such without ever saying a word. But really, I started to focus on something else entirely. That got me to the point I'm at now.
What the hell? You're making it sound like you became enlightened or something back then, and now you're rubbing that in my face, even though you had to work your ass off making money that would go to the two of us.
Yes, that's right. The start was especially hard for me. I had to work on getting back into the groove of working after having thrown my career away to have our son. All while also having to clean for you both, cook for you both, do all sorts of menial tasks for you both. But while I was going through all that pain and heartache, you were just sitting there not having to sacrifice anything, because you knew you had me as your slave. I had to sacrifice a whole lot for our son and for the both of you afterwards. And as time went on, our son grew older and my workload increased even further. You'd spend more time out of the house playing around and drinking. Then whenever you'd come home, you'd roll your eyes at all the hard work I was doing while having our son join in with you as you talked crap about me.
That was all? You're a woman, so I had no other option. As a woman, you have to make your own money, and some of that has to go to us men.
We were both having to work jobs, yet most of my money would go to you guys, while I would have to do every single chore in that house. Are you just saying that all happened because you're still living in the early 20th century mentally?
What did you say?
I never really had the time to spend talking with someone who wasn't worth talking to begin with, Rick. That's why I went and sent some bulldozers over to tear down my home filled with horrors. Had I actually tried to reason with you, I would have only been creating more stress for myself, and we would have never been able to come to any sort of an agreement. So, when you went and threw out all of my things like that, you went and got on my last nerve. Right after you finished talking to me about that, I went and had the land sold and the house planned for demolishing.
You thought that having such pride in a plan like that was a good thing?
Well, it worked out for me in the end, right? Look at your reality now, Rick. You've just lost the place you've been living in and will now fall into a life of deep despair, right? But there's still a chance that won't happen, right? I mean, you still have your career and you have a new family member now. I'm going to get that settlement from you, though, so you will be losing a lot of your money that you've been saving up. But you'll still have your career, unlike me, and a family, unlike me. So you're doing just fine compared to where I'm at right now.
My girlfriend was really looking forward to coming and living in a massive house like this, yet you went and tore it all down without my permission.
And you think your sucky situation has anything to do with me right now? If you're so worried about what she's going to think when she finds out, then why not buy your own house for her to have? I don't even understand why you think I should be feeling bad for you when you were the one that took everything away from me.
You're a bitch, Heidi. Doing something so utterly selfish as this. You really are such an unnecessary old hag. From the bottom of my heart, I knew I was right for divorcing you.
And I feel the exact same way, which is just wonderful for the both of us then, right? I'm so happy I got a divorce from such a selfish man like you. Now good luck with whatever you decide to do next. After what you've done to me, I am ever so grateful. Not only did you help me with things like having the land under my house sold, but you got a team together to come and tear down my house today for me. You had to go through a lot of trouble in order to do such a thing for me, which I'm sure was not easy for you to accept at all. Next time, I'll make sure to treat you to whatever you'd like as of my way of saying thank you.
No. A lot of this was possible thanks to all the hard work you put in, Heidi. Good work today. There was a lot that had to happen for this all to work out for you, which I'm sure put your mind through large amounts of stress. You've already paid us very kindly for the work, and all of that was just a part of my job, which I was so happy to do for you.
But the fact that you're willing to do so much for me in such little time requires my deepest appreciation. I also have to thank you for introducing me to some of your best friends that helped make this possible for me. I'll have to tell Kyle thanks as well for showing you to me in the first place.
That is very true. He was the one that helped start this whole entire plan of yours by introducing the both of us. And I never thought that you'd be able to work with us so easily and have the means of buying from us like that. Whichever way one thinks about all of this, I'm very thankful to have worked with you.
And I am very thankful to have worked with you as well, Dirk. Thank you so very much for showing me to this lovely new home. This is just the kind of place I was hoping for, so thank you.
I just never thought that things would come this far with you, Heidi. I'm sure that now, having finished all of the plans we'd made, your ex-husband is in great shock. Being handed back all that trouble he'd been giving you in one day.
Well, I'm sure he's never going to recover from it. He should have just appreciated all that I had put up with while around him, and then none of this would have ever had to go his way.
You're 100% right about that. I can't believe he even treated someone like you in such a terrible way. I mean, I've never even seen a woman as cool as you before. Having heard your story and everything you had to endure, I'll be rooting for you for the rest of my life.
And thanks to your support, everything was able to work out perfectly in my favor. Through the help of keeping my husband unaware, I was able to move in the shadows, planning everything I needed to happen out. And sure, I may have lost many things along the way to here, but at least now I have freedom, and that is something I'd never want to live the rest of my life without. Of course, all of this led me to meeting you, Dirk, and that's something that I find more valuable than what I lost.
Hearing you say such a beautiful thing makes me so happy. If you have any time in the near future, would you like to go out to dinner with me? Since everything we had worked on ended up going perfectly for you, I'd like to take you out as a celebration for all your hard work.
Thank you so much, Dirk. And of course, I'd love to treat you to dinner as well as a celebration for everything you've contributed.
Please, Heidi, come back to me, please. Things have only gotten worse for us now.
Who is this?
We don't have to play that game anymore, all right? It's me, all right? You still remember me, don't you? I'm your ex-husband, Rick. If nothing changes for me right now, then my family is gonna be completely ruined.
I see. Well, I don't care about any of that, so good day to you. By the way, the fact that you are once again trying to trouble me with your problems now, I'm blocking you.
Listen to me, please! My wife is really cute and super young, but she doesn't know how to do any of the housework here. She's also asking me for money all the time to get her skin treated and her hair done, even though she won't bother working herself. And when it comes to our son, he wasn't doing all of his required assignments at work and just got fired from that company last week. Now all he's doing is sitting in his room again playing video games and won't come out for anything besides food. I asked my wife to iron my suit one time and she destroyed it. And when she cooks, she puts way too much spice into everything. I'm starting to have troubles myself at work now because of what's been going on with my family at home. And if things don't get better, I'll be screwed for the rest of my life too.
Good. Now you can finally see how important I was to the both of you, being able to do everything perfectly, right?
I can see that now, and that's why I need you to come back to me. Please, 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 you're important to me.
Before anything else can happen here, how about you apologize to me? Actually, forget about that, because no amount of apologizing will ever get me to go back to you. I've found myself a new man now who is far better than you, and my new happy life has finally started to take off with him. Just hearing about how you're finally falling into the pits of hell has me feeling all warm and joyful again. Oh, this really is the best feeling ever. Now, please, continue falling until you reach the bottom of those pits and spend the rest of your life there regretting all you've done.